Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to our fifth and final video for the day. So we're going to do a mini snow watch and a look at the 12Z as well. One final time, I'm off to NYC tomorrow, so I thought before I go we'd do a little mini snow watch and have a look at the 12Z. We'll be doing a 6 AM upload in the morning though, by the way. That'll be the final video. So there's not really a huge amount of snow around actually over the next few days. There will be snow showers, and there might be something a little bit more persistent coming southwards on a trough on Thursday. But we're not going to be talking about inches and inches of snow at this stage. And next week might turn a little bit snowier actually, as the Atlantic tries to stage an attack. But more about that a bit later on. If you enjoy the content on the channel, then please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. It's been an epic day of videos, so check out all the videos we've been uploading today. Well, thank you so much as well to Richard for the amazing snow watch gear. Thank you so much, Rich. I love it. Very, very seasonable. Didn't get to use that much last winter, did we? Thank you so much, Rich. Right, so let's have a quick look at the fact chart. So the human interpretation of by forecast at UKMO. I'll just put things in context. So colder air is digging in from the north at the moment. That means northerly, northeast winds will continue then through the remainder of the week. And as we go through the week, we get these little convergence lines, these little weather fronts, little troughs moving down in the flow on that northerly and northeasterly wind. I'm so sorry, everybody. And these little lines and troughs and things will just enhance the shower activity a little bit. You notice they're particularly focusing on coastal areas. Eventually, if this carries on long enough, we will get one of these fronts and troughs pushing right the way through inland regions as well. But the guys at UKMO are keeping a lot of these features around the coast. So that obviously is going to be where the greatest risk of snow is going to be. But it only takes one of these convergence lines to make it inland. And then it can bring a little bit of snow into inland areas as well. So that's a setup up to midday on Saturday under a shallow trough of low pressure within very cold air, all courtesy of this blocking of high pressure sitting between Greenland and Scandinavia. And that's below I've got to keep an eye on for next week. If that starts to move towards us and has a fight with the blocking and the cold air, then that's below that might deliver some snow. So let's have a look at the GFS then, see how that's looking for snow. So this is just a standard GFS model. All these models are going to be coming from 2 weather outlook. So snow up to Thursday, like Scotland, northeastern parts of England, winter showers around other coastal areas. Into Thursday itself, there's some sort of feature coming southwards through Wales. That's a little bit further inland. It might deliver some snow into Midlands. Snow showers running down the east coast. Snow showers into Northern Ireland and northern parts of Scotland as well. And then on into the end of the week again, notice a lot of the snow showers are around the coast in the far north. Not much getting through to inland regions. And that takes through to Sunday. So there'll be a lot of dry weather with this, although by then we might be setting up some snow in the south. Could that be a little bit of a stream but getting going into the far southeastern corner there later on in the weekend. But a lot of dry weather to come for inland areas until around Tuesday, and then we might start seeing some snow showers coming in from the east. That's about as far as it'd be worth going. You know, by Tuesday we might pick up an east wind, start to drift some of those snow showers a little bit further inland. This is a high resolution arpege model, so that's just a low res model. This is a high resolution arpege. So again, blue is rain, pink is snow. So through tomorrow, most of the snow showers are in the north, wintry showers running down the coastal areas. Into Thursday, some sort of feature coming into Wales there. So we might bring some snow southwards through Wales. Also, there's another feature there through northern parts of England. It's a nice little trough on Thursday night. And southwards bring some snow from northern England into the Midlands. That's kind of fizzling out though before it gets into the southeast. A little bit of snow there for East Anglia. So Thursday might bring a bit of snow southwards to northern England and also Wales. Otherwise the showers really sitting around coastal fringes. Not that many making it inland. That's as far as we get to with our pairs to 6 p.m. on Saturday. DWD ICON looks like this. So again, we've got wintry showers around the coast at the moment. Snow showers in the far north. That takes through to Thursday. There's another feature there. You can see coming southwards. Nice little feature there through western southwestern Scotland. Early Thursday morning. Gets into northern England and Wales through Thursday afternoon, and then southwards into the Midlands. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Through the afternoon and evening. Not fizzling it out as much as a pair, so I can't keep him at, you know, as a more general area. So that looks quite promising for northern England, southwest Scotland, Northern Ireland, possibly northern England, Wales, and the Midlands. Thursday into Friday. It does fizzle by the time it gets into the far south and southeast, though. And then through to the weekend, a lot of dry weather. The main thing over the weekend will be the cold. It's going to be a very cold weekend. Daytime temperatures shouldn't get much above freezing. Nighttime temperatures will be below freezing most of the time. And quite significantly below freezing as well. When I say below freezing, I'm talking about some areas in the north might get down to minus double digits this weekend. So this is all much, much colder than anything we saw at any point last winter. This is the coldest spell we've had, certainly since the winter 2020, 2021. And probably the coldest spell we've had in December since 2010, to be fair. Because we have had a run of very mild Decembers. This is UKV, high resolution model. So again, you see that tomorrow, snow showers are especially in the north, wintry showers down the eastern coastal areas, many areas, so looking dry. And then into Thursday, there's that area of precipitation coming through Wales, brings some snow in parts of Wales. Doesn't bring the second band, though, you'll notice, through northern England into the Midlands. That's a little bit disappointing. ICON, remember, has that second band of snow through northern England down into the Midlands. So that's a little bit disappointing. And then lots of wintry showers in the north and around the western coastal areas. And Saturday, that was quite promising for parts of North Wales, actually. Some heavy showers coming into northern parts of Wales, northwestern England there potentially on Saturday. Maybe one or two of those could come down the Cheshire Gap, but you need more of a northwesterly for that. So it's not looking great for snow, but then again, one of these little tossing convergence I might make it a bit further inland. It is only Tuesday. The first thing to focus on will be Thursday, potential for some snow through parts of northern England, the Midlands and Wales. And then beyond that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into the early part of next week. You know, that's a long way out for this pattern, and little disturbances could crop up. Right, let's just have a quick look at the 12s there before we go. So we'll go over to the UK Met, see how that's doing, able to hover. So UK Met looks like this, keeps it cold with that northerly flow through weekend into the early part of next week. And then as we get into the sort of Monday, Tuesday, this low pressure is making an attack from the south. That looks a little bit ominous for me. I have to say that low will be bringing snow as it moves into that cold air. And I'm landing back in the UK on Tuesday morning. So, oh dear. All sorts of fun and games with that. ICON looks like this. So again, with this northerly flow as we go through the weekend. What's it doing with that area of low pressure? So it's keeping it more at bay, actually, that area of low pressure. It is trying to stage an attack, but not much precipitation from that up until that's midnight Wednesday. And he's probably starting to bring some snow into the south and the southeast, I would have thought. Look at precipitation, and most it's over northern France. So that's a bit better for me. I don't normally, you know, look at these charts and be giving my own preference, but as I am catching a flight from New York back to London and landing early Tuesday morning, I would rather the snow held off until I'm firmly, you know, back in the towers. Right, so cold with the GFS as well, and that drop of low pressure through the early part of next week. That doesn't that keeps us cold, but it keeps the low pressure well away from us. Actually, GFS keeping that low well away from us. So just mostly dry and cold throughout most of next week, really, with the winds veering northerly and easterly at times. High pressure has been slipping over the country just after mid-month. That's 17%. That'll be colder in about area of high pressure. It is trying to re-establish some milder weather. And then the high pressure really taking over there as we get through, running up towards Christmas. So it's a milder ridge, but that will be bringing like frost and fog and whatnot under that area of high pressure. GM, again, with both north-northeasterly winds over the weekend. And under that shallow trough of low pressure as well, looking cold into the early part of next week. The low pressures, excuse me once more, are generally being held at bay away from us. Most of the world output's not really bringing those areas of low pressure in through the early part of next week like the UKMO does, so that's a bit of a relief for me. Although the GM does eventually bring low pressure into the mix. That's later on next week. That will bring a growing risk of snow later on next week. And then finally we've got the ECM WF. Looks like that. So again, cold under a trough of low pressure there over the weekend into the early part of next week. The ECM also bringing that low pressure in for Monday, Tuesday. More of a southerly with that though, but probably would still bring snow in from the west for a while anyway. But the ECM is actually breaking down the cold spell tonight. So that might be a mild outlier. We'll have to wait and see. But the ECM is breaking down the cold spell through next week. And by the end of next week, we're in a relatively mild Atlantic flow. So very different UKMO to the midnight run. The 12Z, I can show you the 12Z, remind you of it, because we showed you in today 10 to 14 day. So the ECM 12Z was epic for cold. Look at this. It, you know, brought in low pressure at the end of next week and whatnot, and was very cold right way up to day 10, properly locked into cold to the 16th of December with strong east winds. I would suspect that's such a big flip from the ECM from a midnight run to the 12s there, 240 hours. I would suspect that becomes a mild outlier. But in these scenarios, everything can be an outlier. You know, where you have this level of blocking, the models will always try and get that to the default. It's particularly true of the GFS, but the other models have that within them as well. So they'll always try and break down the block, get that to westerly. So everything's an outlier, really, beyond sort of 3-4 days in a blocked pattern. The reliable time frame does reduce, you know, compared to if you're in a zonal westerly pattern. So that is always something to keep in the back of your mind. Anyway, that's it. So that's mini snow watch done. I think that's more snow watches than we managed to do last winter already. And we're only like 6 days in, so we're not doing bad. And also a look at the 12s then. There's one more video coming up. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Please like, share, subscribe if you did. There's one more video coming up tomorrow, which is going to be the 6 AM forecast, and that will take you through the rest of the week and into the weekend while I am away. You enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening, and for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.